Oh, let me record this. Guys, the discriminant is a portion of the quadratic formula. The portion that it is, where is that in the quadratic formula? Under the radical, okay? So what this does, this tells us something special, okay? Without actually finding the solutions. And how's the quadratic formula been going for you? Besides tedious. It's just long and tedious. It's not a hard concept though, right? It's just tedious. All right. So, well, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for the test. You don't have to memorize it. So basically, can you make the equation equal 0 and can you plug in? Is what I need you to be able to do. Okay. So what this does, this is under the radical, right? This tells us two things. It tells us the type of solution and how many solutions there are. For example, if I plug into b squared minus 4ac, now the equation still has to equal 0. Equation equal to 0. If I plug in b squared minus 4ac and I get a positive number, if you get a positive number under a square root, let's say I got the square root of positive 4, how many answers does that have?
2.
2, because it's plus or minus. So if you get a positive number when you plug into this, that tells me that my equation has 2 real solutions. Does that make sense to you? Why? The square root of any positive number gives you 2 answers, right? What other kind of number could I have under the radical? Negative. What happens if you have a negative? Like, let's change this to the square root of negative 4. What happens? That's exactly right. I times the square root of 4, and the square root of 4 we already said was. So you get how many of what kind of solutions if you're negative under there? 2 what kind? 2 imaginary this time. So that board's dirty in it. 2 imaginary. So one other scenario, I know you think that's it. If a number is not positive and not negative, what else could it be?
A fraction.
Somebody said it over here. 0.
Does that say equals or
Equation equals 0.
Wait, that's the 2 equals 2?
Where are you looking?
Where it says positive?
Positive 2 real solutions. It says positive 2 real solutions. What's the square root of 0? 0. That means if I get 0 under the radical, I get 1 real solution. And I'm going to do an example with you and show you what I mean here. I'll give you a... All right, so just to recap, here's what happens. The quadratic formula solves. So use it to solve. Okay, it'll tell you what x equals. So this is the whole thing. Come on. Opposite b plus minus square root of b squared minus. Remember, you don't have to memorize this. You certainly can if you want to. But you don't have to. There's quadratic formula.
Opposite b plus or minus square root of b squared 4a. Gosh, it's a lot.
I will tell you, Samara, I'll say solve this using the quadratic formula. And then I'll say, tell me how many solutions using the discriminant. You just have, you just have to be able to do it. All right, so the discriminant tells how many solutions, and it is only, and both of these are, they're portions of the same thing, This is the discriminant. Okay, both of them still, your equation still has to equal 0 to be able to use them. Does that make sense? Okay. Now let me do an example. Now remember, if the directions say solve, that's quadratic formula. If they say tell the number of solutions, that's discriminant. Can we see the difference? Okay. Nope, we're in chapter 1 still. Let's do. Yeah. Why did it go out? Let's look at this example. 3x squared plus 6x plus, actually, let's make this equals -2. I don't want to solve it. I don't want to know what x equals. I want to know how many solutions and the kind of solutions that it has.
None, because there's doesn't equal 0.
John, you gotta make it equal 0. Yes, you gotta add 2.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
I don't think that's quadratic formulas.
This is a part of the quadratic formula. All right, so look, it does have to equal 2, so you're thinking the right way. So to make it equal 2, I'm going to do this. I mean, to make it equal 0, I'm sorry. Do we all agree that it now equals 0? Yes. I'm ready to use either the quadratic formula or the discriminant, yes? So either one, I need to know my 3 variables, my A, my B, and my C. What is A?
3.
How about B?
6.
And C? Yes? So let's plug in the discriminant this time. B squared minus 4AC. B is 6, so 6 squared minus 4 times A times C. 6 squared is what? 36. 4 times 3 times 2? 24. What's 34 minus 24? I mean 36 minus 24. 12. That's right. Is that a positive number, a negative number, or 0? Positive. If I get a positive, what does that mean? 2 real solutions. Easy? This is the actual answer. We did the work to get that answer. Yeah, go ahead, Samara. Because this number is positive. If that number was negative, it would be 2 imaginary. If that number were 0, it would be 1 real. We're going to do one of each to make sure you got it. Does that make sense, Grayson?
Yes.
Let's do another. That's in the quadratic formula, the b is opposite. But under the radical, the b is squared. Even if you did it opposite, it wouldn't matter because when you square it, it'll be positive.
So that one was tell how many solutions.
Was tell how many solutions. That's correct. John, what I got to do first? That's the answer, yes.
Add 3.
Add 3. Why you got to add 3?
Because you don't
That's
want
right.
it equal
You got to
0.
make it equal 0. Right, Micah? We got to make it equal 0?
Yes.
That's right. You were getting real excited about something, but I just don't think it was the quadratic formula. It was? Was it the discriminant or the whole quadratic formula? The whole thing? How many solutions? What type and how many? What's A? It's B. C.
3.
B squared. Four times A times C. 4 times 6, ooh, I'm gonna do 4 times 3 first. That's 12, and times 6 is 72, that's right.
Oh, you just.
I don't even have to subtract those to know that I'm gonna get what when I subtract? A negative, right? This will give me a negative number. That's right, Cameron, good job. So yes, somebody asked a minute ago, the math is not, that's your work to justify your answer. Your answer is not what you get when you subtract those. Your answer is too imaginary. Does that make sense? Want to do another one?
Calculate it.
Let's do a 0 one. Let's do a 0 one. It's the same concept, but the more you do. Now, most of it is easy. I think quadratic formula is probably the easiest thing we do with the. It's tedious, but it's easy. All right, make it equal 0. Add 6 x. Mike, are you not excited about this one?
Is this solve or tell?
Tell. This is tell. Now what we're going to do to make it equal 0? Add 1.
Whatever, just equals 0.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Tell me when you're called. What's A? What's B? What's C? Kobe, you excited about this too? I love how excited y'all are about this discriminant. B squared, what do you get? 36 minus 4 times what's A? Times C? What's 4 times 9 times 1? What's 36 minus 36?
0.
How many solutions and what kind? 1. 1 what kind?
Real.
Oh, real.